Invitados en este programa donde vamos a estar hablándoles de la mayor de la parte vamos a estar hablándolo en inglés, pero ya después vamos a traducir esta entrevista. Nos vamos a ir en vivo aquí en Radio México, Radio Mexicana y todas nuestras redes sociales. We are here today with our guest from New Life Discovery Project, and I'm going to give you a welcome to Radio México and Radio Mexicana. And please, can you introduce yourself and tell us what New Life Discovery Project is?
Yeah, thanks for having us, Juan. New Life Discovery Project is a CalAIMS and enhanced care management provider for Medi-Cal, which is it's a program offered in this area by Partnership Healthcare, and we provide a host of services. We work with mostly homeless people or people who are at risk of being homeless, justice involved, people coming out of jail or prison.
Mhm.
And we provide interim housing and other services, connect them with healthcare, mental health, substance abuse treatment. And then we also help them find housing. Hopefully long-term housing, permanent housing. We help them with job searches and basically just try to help them on their journey to both becoming healthy with a sustainable lifestyle that's on the streets and independent.
Muy bien, la organización de New Life Discovery Project es para ayudar con la Medi-Cal y a encontrar vivienda para las personas que viven en la calle. Y pues nos da gusto tener a nuestros invitados del día de hoy. What inspired the creation of New Life Discovery Project and what is your mission?
Well, what inspired it? A lot of it comes from my own personal experiences, having been involved in the justice system to some extent. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, I took care of my son who was in late stage liver failure from alcohol. And he passed away about 2 years after I was taking care of him. And one of the things that those have kind of revelations was that the services being offered and a lot of the way people approached both mental health and addiction, especially people coming out of prison, that there wasn't a lot of support in a lot of the ways that people were trying to intervene just weren't very effective. So my goal and mission in starting New Life was to basically, for lack of a better word, have a place where we could build community, where we could show people that they were valued and cared about, which is, in my mind, probably one of the most important things for people in recovery. And to basically provide services that weren't around the idea that if you're not sober or you don't follow my rules, I'm going to kick you out. But rather to wrap around and look at each person as an individual. So.
Pues fíjese, esta situación está un poquito difícil, ¿no? Las personas, aquí nuestro amigo, él perdió a su hijo debido a que andaba en situaciones difíciles, ¿no? Y cuánta gente anda en la calle. Le preguntábamos qué le inspiró la creación de la organización y cuál es su misión, y pues nos platicó acerca de esto. Ahora le vamos a preguntar qué es CalAIM y cómo ayuda a individuos y familias. I want to ask you this question. Many people have heard the CalAIM, but to know what it is. Can you explain us about it?
Well, CalAIMS is an initiative that was started in California back in 2022. So it's just coming up on its 5th year. And the whole idea behind it was to offer and to provide support services to homeless people, people with addiction and mental health issues, to mitigate both their use of emergency rooms being institutionalized, and then to also provide a place that would give them support services to get into long-term housing and to become healthy. And they're non-medical services, meaning that we're not a medical provider, we're not a clinical provider. We provide support, we provide connection to those things. Even though we do have some clinical services that we do, they're outside of the CalAIMS umbrella. So most of it has really been focused on taking that population, stabilizing them, giving them a place to either recuperate, recover, get the help they need, and then to move them into sustainable long-term housing and life.
Okay. What types of services does New Life Discovery Project provide beyond housing?
Well, we provide, of course, interim housing up to 6 months, and we provide what's called enhanced care management, where our case managers basically help connect them if they need medical services, mental health services, recovery. They advocate for them in getting those services. They kind of walk them through that process because a lot of them, are unfamiliar with it. They're kind of challenged with it. And our goal is to really get them in more of a consistent care rather than just using emergency rooms. Right.
Mhm.
So, and then especially with the mental health, a
Mhm.
large percentage of our population have mental health issues. So getting them not just connected with mental health providers, but also being able to help them manage medications and treatments and stuff like that. And then we have a housing component where we help people find permanent housing. We'll help provide down deposits, security deposits, deposits on
Mhm.
utilities and stuff like that. So
How hard it is to convince, like from 1 to 10, if you try to convince 10 people to recover, how hard it is from 1 to 10? How many can you recover? Can you help?
well, that's a hard question because I can tell. I look at it two ways. I think that you have a very high percentage of people, especially homeless, who are suffering from mental health and
Mhm.
addiction issues.
Mhm.
Probably eighty
Mhm.
percent of those people would like help.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
the real issue isn't whether or not they have the desire; it's whether or not they believe it's possible.
Mhm. Mhm.
And a lot of them, have been through treatment programs. They've been involved in the justice system, and there's not a high level of trust. Um, so getting them to a place where they believe that they can get help
Mhm.
um, is more difficult than people would think, right? So, um, but if you can get them to that place, we actually have about a 35% success rate in
Uh-huh.
moving people off the street into long-term housing
Okay.
where they're independent.
Mhm.
So, it's getting them past that hurdle. And then the other challenge with that is having them in our program long enough to make some of those changes um, sustainable
Mhm.
because, these are people that aren't going to change overnight. They've got long term
Mhm.
trauma issues. Uh, their way of coping with things isn't probably the most healthy.
Mhm.
So changing those patterns takes time.
Yeah,
So
I know it's hard, but I hope you can help a lot of
yeah.
people. Um, who is eligible for your program, and how can someone find out if they qualify? Is there a number? Is there how they find you?
Well, we have in Reading area we have a community center down on Placer Street
Okay,
that we accept walk-ins.
okay,
It's 1205 Placer. It's right on the corner of Placer and East.
okay,
So they can come there.
okay.
Um, they uh, can call, and I'm trying to remember the
The
phone number
number.
because I
I
never
don't
call
know.
it right. So, uh, but
That's okay. We
um,
can give it at
yeah,
the end,
yeah,
probably, of the interview. But
yeah.
yeah,
So
uh,
they can call the number. They can get help. They can come
okay,
in and set up an intake appointment and
okay.
go through that process. The only And it's not really even a requirement. The only requirement to come into our programs is that you have partnership healthcare, which is Medi-Cal in this area. But even if you don't have that, we will help you get it.
Okay.
So anybody that's coming to us qualifies for it. It's just a matter of getting them signed up and helping them through that process.
Okay. Many people think homeless is only about housing. What are some of the biggest barriers people face when trying to rebuild their lives?
I think there are a couple of barriers. One in housing's the least of them, right? It's easy to put people in a hotel or to give them shelter. It's much more difficult to change behaviors to basically get them to where they're desiring to change. And to feel like they're supported where society isn't basically condemning them, right? So that whole dynamic that a lot of people have that, just go out and get a job and, everything's going to be okay just isn't really the reality that these people live with. A lot of them have, high mental health needs. They're on the severe spectrum, which drives a lot of their addiction issues. And those don't change overnight. They just don't change because you tell them to make different choices. It takes a while to work through those with people and then to build trust. I think that's a huge one, is having them in a place where they begin to trust that you're there to help them and not condemn them.
Yeah. Can you share a success story or explain what success looks like for someone participating in your program?
Well, we actually have a lot of success stories. For me, it's not just about finding them housing. It's really getting them to a place where they can live independently and they see hope and value in their lives, right? They feel like they're productive. And we have a lot of those stories. We have a news letter that we put out every month. So I think it's published on our website.
Yes, it is. It's on our Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. That tell the stories of people who've been through our program. And it's pretty incredible the way lives are being changed. And I think a lot of it is because they found a place that they feel they can make those changes in a safe environment.
Okay. How does New Life Discovery Project work with hospitals, healthcare providers, county and community organizations to support individuals?
Actually, quite a bit. A lot of our people come from referrals from hospitals, treatment centers, county and other agencies. A lot of them come directly off the street, but we also work collaboratively with those people to make sure they're getting the support service they need, whether it's mental health through the county, whether it's health, medical stuff. So we work with a broad spectrum of both city, county, and also other community-based organizations to provide support and to help people get the help they need.
Okay. Tell us again the address where the people can just go walk into this.
It's 1205 Placer Street in Reading.
Okay. Okay, so the people that are watching this video can, get the address and go over there. But at the end, we're going to find the phone number so we can give them the phone number also. What would you like the community to know about people experiencing homeless, recovery, or housing instability?
I think the one thing that I would want people to know is that these aren't people that are necessarily choosing to live that way. These are people that are in crisis a lot of times. And in many ways, they are victims of their circumstance. and just life histories. I would also, you know, hope that people would understand that the idea that homeless people are lazy is really kind of a myth. It's a lot of work to be
Mhm.
homeless.
Mhm.
It's a lot of effort. And so, you know, for me, it's being able to channel that energy into a more positive direction.
Mhm.
Um, but these aren't people that um, are just lazy. They're just trying to cop out of in society. They're not people who um, don't want to change. They're people who are looking for the support and the help they need to make those changes.
Well, I hope all these people listen to
Yeah.
this program and go over there to your office and get help, because I know there's a lot of people. I mean, here at the front, we see a lot of young people that are there on the streets,
Yeah,
and you know, I mean, they can live a better life.
they can.
I
Yeah.
got the phone number if you want it.
Okay.
Okay, it's
Okay.
530
Okay.
999 8345.
Okay. Again, tell us the number.
Okay, 530 999 8345.
Okay. Okay. See, at least I thought you was not going to talk all the interview. Good thing she got you the number.
Yeah.
How can the community members, healthcare providers, and organizations partner with the New Life Discovery Project or refer someone who might need your services?
Well, they can refer them directly to us or call our number.
Our
Most
number.
of the people in this area agencies know how to get a hold of us because we work very closely with most of them.
Mhm.
But I would, you know, I would say that the most important thing across the board to help this population is that people collaborate and work together.
Mhm.
That, you know, we're not in competition with other agencies. We're
Mhm.
really here to support and to work with people however we can to achieve our mission of helping people who are homeless or about to and who are struggling with those kind of issues.
Well, thank you for being here. Is there anything else that you want to tell the people?
You know, I would just say that having compassion and a little bit of grace for the people that sometimes are inconvenient um, would go a long ways, I think, to helping this population move forward with their lives. Um, and just recognizing and seeing them when they're there rather than walking past them and trying to ignore them. So
Yes. Yeah, I think there's a lot of help need for all these people that we see on
yeah.
the streets. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to let the community know about your services, New Life Discovery Project. Y pues a toda nuestra gente de Radio México y Radio Mexicana, ya más tardecito le estaremos traduciendo a español todo lo que hablamos para que ustedes también, los que no entienden inglés, lo entiendan. Thank you. I will translate this to Spanish later on,
Okay.
so all the people can understand. And thank you for being here. Again, the number so the people
yeah.
can write
course.
it down, and also the address.
Okay, the phone number is 530
Okay.
999 8345. And then the address is 1205 Placer Street.
Okay. Amarjit, you haven't talked anything. Clara, tell us something. You're so quiet there.
Sure, I will be. I'm glad that I was part of my public health community organizing and community engagement outreach efforts. I was able to bring the new Discovery Live project to Radio Mexicana. And I'm thankful to Radio Mexicana and your team as well. Always, accommodating our community.
Yes.
This is the important cause. And thank you to New Discovery Live project. I recently met Hillary at the Bunny event, and we just reconnect. But we saw and met before, I think, the other events. But this is great, and public health is really curious about,
Yes.
bringing the homeless populations to one platform and provide services to them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Amarjit is our biggest friend here with the radio stations. He brings people, important people like you, to do interview, to let the community know a lot of things like today. I mean, this is a very important program that will help a lot of people. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Margit. Thank you.
Juan.
Yes,
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Juan.
Thank you.
Thank you for setting this up.
Thank you. Vamos a continuar con la programación a través de Radio México, Radio Mexicana.